Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's Steven again. Welcome back. This video is impromptu, spur of the moment, spontaneous. But I really wanted to, just speak about a little bit more about the Stephon Clark situation, but more so concentrate on his brother, his grandmother, and a little bit on his, the mother of his children. I guess I could start maybe with the mother of his children. I think she hasn't really come out and said anything yet. Let's see, I see somebody posted it. Love Wisdom. Hey, Steven, love your commentaries. Thanks, Love Wisdom. I think this is probably the first time I've seen you post. So, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Let me get back to, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Stephon Clark's baby's mother of his children, right? All right. She said she pretty much like shares the same sentiment about black women that he does, from the sound of it. In fact, I think she shares the same sentiment about black people in general, right? Because she also talked not only about black women, but also black children too. Because she was like, basically, she don't want no baby that look too dark, look too black, why her baby daddy got to be so chocolatey? Like, seriously. And it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Right? I don't know what be going through these women's minds. And the thing is, I kind of expect more from women when it comes to this type of situation than men. I know some people probably gonna have some issues with that, but I expect men to be this stupid, to be this dumb, to be, this ignorant about having kids. Not women, but I think when it comes to like his Asian baby mama, I think Stephon was probably the best that she could do, honestly. She probably was considered low quality, bottom shelf within her own community. And unfortunately, black men sort of have the reputation of being garbage men who go dumpster diving for dates. They go behind the Mexican restaurant, dumpster diving for dates. Go behind the Chinese restaurant, dumpster diving for dates. Go behind the Italian restaurant, dumpster diving for dates. Heck, sometimes they even go behind the soul food restaurant, dumpster diving for dates. But that's another video. But let's talk about his Stephon Clark's grandmother for a minute. Like, I had saw a little bit of her press conference, right? A clip of her press conference. And I was just, very, sad for her, feeling her emotion. And, his dark-skinned grandmother, right? This is his dark-skinned grandmother here. And she's like all that's, all that crap he was talking about black women, especially dark-skinned black women, but those were, like, his grandmother was letting him stay in her home, right? Like, his grandmother is like the one woman in his life that is, you know, out here at least trying to speak up and get him some justice, you know. But yeah, it was definitely tough to watch that clip of her, because I know that, you know, she was in pain because, you know, despite, you know, what her grandson may have said, she probably might not even known what her grandson, you know, the type of things that he said. Possibly, maybe. But then again, on the flip side, maybe he could, like, maybe she low-key may feel the same sentiments. Not sure. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say no. But that could be a possibility, though. But yeah, I was just, you know, very, you know, not very, but somewhat emotionally triggered, you know, seeing the press conference of his mom, well, his grandmother, and, you know, just her pain. I could feel the pain that she was going through, you know, losing her grandson like that. And also that happening next door too. And also the way that she lost her grandson, you know. And I think that, you know, she's doing right by her grandson. You know, that's her grandson. I think that, you know, she should be, to an extent, doing this. Because perhaps she knew him in a different light, you know, because she seemed like possibly she may have raised him. I don't know the dynamics of their family situation, though. I don't know. But in regards to other black women, you know, especially other dark-skinned black women, I completely understand if black women want to just be like, hey, I'm just gonna sit this one out, you know. And on the other hand, I understand some black women who are like, well, you know, this could have been, you know, my black male family member. I understand that too. So I wouldn't, you know, come on here and be like, oh, you black women need to, you know, do this, that, and the third for Stephon Clark. Nah. Let's see. Love, wisdom. That's the sad part. Those dark-skinned bitches were holding him down, i.e., his grandmother, and the women protesting. It's a sad issue, and it speaks to the self-hate. Yeah, that's true. Like, those, like, at the at the protest, those are the women that I see primarily. Black women. Also, I see his black grandmother, his dark-skinned black grandmother out here, you know. And then a question comes up, would he even have appreciated this if he could see this? Or would he be too far gone to even, you know, come back to blackness, you know? But since I don't have a lot of time, I want to move on to Stephon Clark's brother, Stephonte Clark, I believe. Because I saw some clips of him, and I'm just like, I ain't feeling this dude. I don't know. I'm just not getting a good vibe from this guy, Stephonte Clark. And let's see, like, for instance, like, he was on, like, doing an interview with CNN, one with Don Lemon and another one with some other folks I don't know. All right. So, like, in the interviews he was doing, he was, I don't know, it just didn't come off as if like it came off as a bit more combative, a little bit, which I don't think that the media people were trying to really get to it, like take it there, you know? I can understand him having an attitude with the media, but then again, why entertain the media if you really have such animosity toward the media, though? It don't make no sense, though. But he's using the media to kind of like promote these causes that seem like all over the place to me. A lot of these causes he's talking about, like community centers, what else? Libraries, car insurance rates. Like, those are great, important things and nice things, but right now the focus needs to be on your brother and police brutality. Me personally, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at, right? Because it seems like a low-key, like, trying to use your grief to make a political statement. And that's like playing on people's emotions, you know? And you have to watch people who play on people's emotions. A.R. Stringer. That Stephon is just grieving, quote unquote, excuse is garbage and an issue the black community needs to address. I agree with that. I think that is like low key on some like manipulative, like emotionally manipulative tip, playing on people's emotions. And, you know, has a good, like, his grief for him is a good shield to hide behind. That's a good shield to hide behind. AR. We will excuse people collectively when we have an affinity for people. I believe that could be at play as well. Because some people are like, you know, this young black man, you know, his brother just got shot down by the cops. You know, he's grieving, you know. And I, you know, understand that death affects people differently, right? We all are not affected by death in the same way. You know, some people, everyone has their story, right? You know, but the thing is, for me, I'm not getting a vibe of, you know, let me get justice for my brother. You know, let me go to bat for my brother. Let me, like, it doesn't really totally seem to be about his brother when I start to hear him speak. At least in certain situations, he'll probably bring up his brother at one point or another within those conversations, but I'm just not getting that vibe. Like his grandmother, I got that vibe from her. She didn't strike me as she was just doing this for like some type of publicity or notoriety and, you know, attention. She seemed like she was just genuinely hurt by the situation and wanted justice for her grandson. She wasn't on this like, let's do this, let's get that. No, she was just like, I want justice for my grandson. Love, wisdom. Even at the funeral, he was doing the most, quote unquote. When he needed weed, I was there. WTF? Exactly. What? I'm not sure what. As well, I don't really think that makes your brother. That doesn't put your brother in a positive light that he was doing. Well, I don't know. In Sacramento, that could be legal. I don't think so, though. That could be legal. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to put your brother in a positive light, you know. I think that was something that you guys should have just kept to yourselves. Let's see. AR. I think the brother is more so focused on monetizing the moment. Yeah, he's trying to take advantage of this moment in some way that doesn't seem about doesn't totally, trace back to getting justice for his brother. I feel like from that little press conference or impromptu press conference that he did at the community meeting or whatever, seemed like he was trying to push like a political agenda. Love wisdom. I agree, Steven. It sounds like he's entertaining for the check. I don't know who's paying him, though. That's the thing. Who's paying him? And also, why accept this paycheck in this particular situation if you care so much about your brother? Again, this is, to be fair, this is all speculation. We don't know for sure if he's getting paid, but, let me see. Time check. All right. I got about 15 more minutes. I'm on lunch break, y'all. So I can't stay for as long as I want, but I did want to come through for a minute since I had a little free time and get you guys' opinions and get you guys' take on this situation and see what you guys think. But the brother, I'm not getting a good vibe from him. I'm getting like a combination of like self-absorbedness, like mixed with taking advantage, a little manipulative, and just not good, just not good vibes. And also, I think he like low-key shaded his grandmother when he was at that community center town hall meeting. Did anyone catch that? Like, he said something, I can't quote him because I don't remember exactly what it said, but something to the effect of, like, so if your grandmother kick you out the house, you have a place to go, right? Anyone catch that little tidbit he threw in there? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a little bit into it too much, but wouldn't it make more sense to say maybe like your mama, or your parents? Because usually those would be the primary people who take care of children anyway, right? Those would be, the typical caregivers to children. And also, I do wonder if Stephon has the same views about black women and black people as his brother does. That's something to think about, That's something to, keep in mind. The saying, like the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Let's see. AR. I do believe a touch of mental illness is at play. Possibly. Something, The bigger question is why the family is allowing him to be the spokesperson. Yeah. To be honest, he may have just jumped up, and decided to be spokesperson himself. I don't really see the family out and about. Well, not out and about, but I don't really see them much. And his grandmother, I could see her possibly being, just too grief-stricken to be the spokesperson, perhaps. Perhaps maybe the grandmother's husband that she spoke about could be the spokesperson for the family in these situations. Bookaholic Blue. Interesting, cool name. The brother appears to love attention and is very self-absorbed. That's the vibe that I'm getting. That's exactly the vibe that I'm getting. I'm like, but it doesn't, the stuff that he's talking about, it doesn't seem to really, circle back to his brother that much. It seems to be He's making this more about himself. Love, wisdom. Yes, he threw shade, right? He throwing shade at his grandmother in public. He ain't have to throw in that little slick tidbit. He could have just kept that part to himself. Maybe his grandmother kicked him out. And if he did get kicked out, it's like, for what? It seemed like your brother wasn't up to much of any good anyway. So what the hell did you do to get kicked out? I mean, no shade. I'm just saying. AR. If he is the best they have to offer, shaking my head. That ain't. Let's see. That wasn't any better. Okay, sorry. That aunt wasn't any better. There was an aunt in the mix too. I didn't know about the aunt in the mix. I just thought it was just him and, let's see, Stephon, the grandmother, possibly the grandmother's husband, and the Asian baby mama. That's what I thought. I didn't know about the aunt. Was the aunt dark skinned? But yeah, the brother, I don't know. He ain't really putting a good look on this. They need to take him away. And I think he was throwing shade at like some ladies from the NAACP too. Black women. Again, throwing shade at another black woman. Right. Since we got to start doing a little more research and being a bit more selective about the folks we, advocate for, right? But yeah, I think that the grandmother is probably one of the better people that the family has to offer. And where is the mother of his children at? I don't see her around doing anything too much, except for waiting on that settlement paycheck. Let's see. Bookaholic Blue. This is a true test for the community. The family seems suspect, but his murder was still wrong. Yeah, I do think this is not only a moment for black women, but also just black people in general. Because on one hand, based on the type of lifestyle that he was living, well, it's kind of like at one point or another, what did you expect was going to happen? If you just going around gang banging, breaking into folks' homes, stealing, home invasions, etc., etc., what did you think was going to happen? But on the other hand, I think that he deserves due processing, just like every other criminal, Let's see, time check. All right, I guess about 108. Couple more minutes. Let's see. AR. Bottom line, you don't have justice for your brother, but you are trying to get a library and rec center in his name. Buffoonery. That's what I'm talking about too. It's like these things can come later. I mean, the primary thing that he should be concerned about is getting justice for his family or his brother, you know, and also his family, but, you know, specifically his brother, though. And it just seems like he's taking the focus off of his brother, you know. We're talking more so, the media is like talking about him a lot. And the thing is, he said, Stephon, the brother, he said, like in an interview, that, you know, the media just exploiting this for, you know, ratings and whatnot. But I'm like, the way that you're acting, you're giving the story, like, you're giving them something else to report on. You're adding to, you know, them, you're giving them something more to exploit. So, long story short, I don't trust the brother. You know, the brother, I'm not getting a good vibe from the brother. The brother, he ain't no good. I really don't think he's much of any good. You know, I hate to say that, but I'm not getting a good vibe from him. And honestly, I'm pretty sure if you pull up his record, he probably have a few things on his record. I know some folks gonna be mad about that, but it's just the truth. Yeah, it's a little hot out here today. It looks like spring has finally came in, you know. It took a moment, but spring finally came in. But let's see, where are we at? I guess I'll bring this to a close. I probably have to, you know, pretty much have to go back to work in a few minutes anyway. But I just want to thank you guys for coming on live, you know, chatting with me, giving me your input, your opinions and whatnot. Appreciate the support, you know. Stay tuned. Hopefully, you know, we have more moments to talk and to chat with each other. So, thanks for watching, you guys. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now. Hey, you have a good day too, Bookaholic. Thanks for coming. That's the first time I've seen you here. Or I've seen your name, you know. So thanks for coming. And as well, thanks for all of you for coming. All right. Adios.